It's Friday, November 8th, right now on 12 News at 10.
I'm Gabriella Becerra in Phoenix. A man was arrested after barricading himself in his car on I-10 and stopping traffic for several hours. We'll tell you what led up to that situation.
Michael Whiting, the Apache County attorney suspended from practicing law, wins re-election. But since he's not allowed to take office, what happens now?
Feeling the chill tonight? When above average temperatures will be making a comeback in the forecast. And it's become a tradition out in Avondale, the host of NASCAR's championship weekend. So how much economic impact do the races bring to the valley? We're keeping you in the loop.
12 News at 10 with Mark Curtis and Caribe Divine starts now.
Tonight, a man accused of shooting two people in Phoenix is in police custody after leading state troopers on a pursuit down I-10 and then barricading himself in his car for several hours. Good evening, I'm Caribe Divine.
I'm Mark Curtis. 12 News journalist Gabriella Becerra has the latest on the investigation.
The suspect, Luis Lopez Gutierrez, was brought back to Phoenix and booked on several felony charges, including aggravated assault and trespassing. An hours-long barricade situation on Interstate 10 Friday morning ended with 28-year-old Luis Lopez Gutierrez surrendering himself to the Pima County SWAT team. He was wanted by Phoenix police for allegedly shooting a man and woman he knew just hours earlier.
Obviously a very scary situation, and it could have been worse.
Police say the victims called 911 from their car as they were trying to get away from Gutierrez. They allegedly told officers the shooting happened at their home near 51st Avenue and McDowell Road, and there were still people inside.
And officers went back to check welfare on the people still in the home, and then that led to a barricade while we made sure that, the suspect had fled.
Later, officers found Gutierrez in his car near South Mountain. They tried to stop him, but he took off, heading south on I-10.
Felony flight was established, and the officers backed off.
State troopers with the Arizona Department of Public Safety then tried to stop Gutierrez, but he kept driving. Troopers caught up to him just outside of Tucson, where SWAT teams surrounded the car using tear gas and canines to try to force him out. The barricade stopped traffic on the 10 in both directions for several hours before Gutierrez eventually surrendered. Police tell us both of the victims are expected to survive their injuries. I spoke with one of the victims who was already released from the hospital, but she did not want to go on camera. In Phoenix, Gabriella Becerra, 12 News.
All right, Gabby, thank you. A Valley man who was once the president of a software company was sentenced to 120 years in prison today for sexually exploiting children. The judge in the trial against Raymond Zwezelhofer gave the 61-year-old the 12 years in prison for each of the 10 counts that he was guilty of. The Tempe Police Department arrested him in 2022 after investigators reported finding explicit materials of children on an SD card on his laptop.
Tonight, we have learned the names of the two people killed in a high-speed wrong-way crash on I-17. DPS tells us 23-year-old Maria Vasquez was driving the wrong way when she slammed into a car near Adams Street. The passenger, 29-year-old Diana Aguilar, also died. The driver, a man, was seriously hurt. According to DPS, there have been 51 wrong-way crashes this year. The medical examiner's office is looking into whether impairment was a factor.
Now to a look at the very latest vote totals coming in tonight. We had a new ballot drop just a few hours ago, and the race for U.S. Senate in Arizona has gotten just a little bit closer.
The race still too close to call, but Kari Lake continues to cut into Ruben Gallego's lead. Still about 2 points separate the two by about 32,000 votes.
And in the race for Arizona's 6th congressional district, the two candidates are separated by less than 2,000 votes.
The incumbent, Juan Ciscomani, holds a slim lead over Kirsten Engel. Right now, the race is close to the half-percentage margin that would qualify for a recount.
And in the fight for the majority in our state's House of Representatives, this is the race here in District 2. It's separated by less than 50 votes for a seat.
Justin Wilmoth's incumbent seat is safe by just 200 votes. Stephanie Samasic is holding on by less than 40 votes.
New at 10, a bizarre twist in the case of an Apache County attorney who was indicted, fired, and had his license suspended.
Michael Whiting won re-election on Tuesday, even though he cannot take office. 12 News journalist William Pitts takes a look at what happens now.
Michael Whiting is not currently a lawyer. Michael Whiting was fired as Apache County attorney on Halloween. But as of Tuesday, Michael Whiting is also the newly elected Apache County attorney. So how does that work? Whiting and his wife were indicted for misuse of public monies and threatening and intimidating a political opponent. He agreed to a suspension of his law license, but he was already on the ballot. Whiting ran unopposed, but there were 3,500 write-in votes. A lawyer named Chris Candelaria ran a write-in campaign and lost. He tells 12 News he's considering an election protest because Whiting wasn't a lawyer on Election Day, so those votes shouldn't count.
Every one of those votes for Michael Whiting was a valid vote. Unfortunately, he was not qualified for the office that he ran for. I wish Mr. Whiting would have withdrawn from the race and resigned from the office.
Attorney Tom Ryan is not involved in the case. He says state law prevents Whiting from taking office.
You have to be a lawyer to be a county attorney because you are doing lawyer things.
The process from there, Ryan says, is the Board of Supervisors has to appoint a county attorney and then hold a special election. But there's another twist. Whoever gets the job won't have the whole job of county attorney. Attorney General Chris Mays took over the office when Whiting was indicted and is the acting county attorney.
As they are looking at this office, they may be looking at who else participated or covered up or allowed Mr. Whiting and his wife to do the things they did.
A spokesperson for Mays' office said the eventual county attorney would serve under her. Whiting gave 12 News a lengthy statement saying in part, "Whether I'm in public office or not, I will always be dedicated to serving the citizens of Apache County, no matter where you live in the county." Whiting did not answer whether he planned to take office. William Pitts, 12 News.
Will, thanks. Well, we're keeping you in the loop, and it's a big weekend in the West Valley. And as cool as the Phoenix Raceway is by day, take a look at this video, Sky 12 shot of tonight's NASCAR Championship weekend races.
Yeah, the whole thing is taking place in Avondale, where hundreds of thousands are getting ready for the final race on Sunday.
12 News journalist Jade Cunningham takes a closer look at how much money an event like this brings in.
Race fans are kicking it into gear.
Arizona from day one has been the place to come because they welcome race fans.
Ready for NASCAR's Cup Series Championship.
For a lot of race fans, this is like their vacation. So they come to Phoenix every year. They park their RVs out in that RV area, and they have a heck of a good time.
John Lashley runs the Tucson Speedway. He says this multi-day event in Avondale is one he doesn't miss.
There's a lot of excitement in the air because, like I say, this is the culmination of a year of work. And a lot of it is preparation, and a lot of it is the twists and turns of racing. And you never know when you're watching the Cup racing, you know, the last 2 laps, everything changes.
This year, I know they're at full capacity. They are sold out.
Avondale Mayor Mike Panetta says the championship race has been here since 2020. And not only does it bring a ton of fans,
over 125,000 people will congregate down south of the city.
It also brings money.
Well, we're looking to the tune of about $435 million.
And that's just for 3 race days. The impacts are felt beyond that.
We have fans coming in as early as Monday, so at the beginning of the week. So you have folks setting up, going to the grocery store, getting ice, getting water, going to the restaurants, maybe going and seeking out some entertainment.
Panetta says the money goes towards many things like public safety and funding city projects. And big picture, Avondale, not the only city reaping rewards.
If we look at this as a region, sure. I mean, we have plenty of other neighboring cities that are so close. We have Tolleson, Goodyear, Litchfield Park, and so their restaurants, their hotels are going to be also fortunate just as we are here. So everything kind of spills over, and so if you look at it from a regional perspective, we all win.
You meet people from all over, and the weather's great, but I think it just shows community.
For fans,
You know, they're going 205 miles an hour.
winning is top of mind, just in a different sense.
We come every year. We're here today to cheer on Trevor Huddleston. He's in the Arca Menard series, so we're going to cheer for him, and then tomorrow, just watch all the guys do their thing.
And as they get ready to put the fun in drive,
This is what it's all about. These are memories that they cherish.
the city of Avondale already looking ahead to next year, ready to welcome fans back once again. Jay Cunningham, 12 News.
Jade, thanks. And you talk about a good sports weekend. You can watch the NASCAR Cup Series Championship right here Sunday on 12 News at 1, followed by Sunday Night Football at 6:20. Then stick around for 12 Sports Locker Room for a complete breakdown of all the Sunday games. It all starts at 9:30. And don't forget about 12 News at 10, and finally 12 Sports Tonight at 10:30.
Well,